Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Jamie Redknapp delivers his verdict on Leandro Trossard's Arsenal debut. Leandro Trossard got his Arsenal debut yesterday as the Gunners saw off Manchester United in a thrilling Emirates encounter. Trossard was signed in the week after the Gunners missed out on Mikhailo Mudryk. The Ukrainian delivered an impressive debut himself this weekend at Liverpool. However, there was a lot to like about Trossard as well. He came on for around 15 minutes and in the main showed everyone why he should prove a fine purchase for Arsenal. And assessing his debut after the game, Sky reporter Jamie Redknapp was more than impressed with Trossard. He said, "When they didn't get Mudryk, they might have thought it was a big miss for us, but they have already shown in a 15-minute cameo that Trossard is going to be a great signing for them. Great quality. He goes forward with the ball, he is comfortable on it, he is just a typical Arsenal player. £22 million, that's a real bargain from their point of view," Redknapp said of Trossard. Trossard will know he is set to play a bit part role in the final run-in. However, having fallen out of favour at Brighton, he will be chomping at the bit to impress at a title-challenging club. Missing out on Mudryk is a blow, and his Chelsea debut showed what he is all about in his cameo. However, let's not forget Trossard is an experienced Premier League player. He has big quality himself, and he is a full Belgian international. That in itself, among this current Belgian crop, shows just how good he is. Arsenal have done well landing Trossard, and while it was only a short appearance, he did indeed show he will be more than fine in the red of Arsenal. Cesc Fabregas praises intelligent Martin Odegaard. Cesc Fabregas spoke about Martin Odegaard before Arsenal's clash against Manchester United yesterday and admitted he's been really impressed by the Gunners' captain. Odegaard has been exceptional for Arsenal this season, and he certainly hasn't been weighed down by being handed the captain's armband. The 24-year-old has taken his all-round game to another level under Mikel Arteta, while regularly providing in the final third this season. The Norwegian playmaker put in another commanding performance in the middle of the park as Arsenal beat United 3-2 yesterday, and he received high praise from a former Gunners captain in Fabricas, who says Odegaard is proving to be the perfect leader for Arteta's side. Speaking on Sky Sports, Fabricas admitted that he's been really impressed by Odegaard's form for Arsenal. He said, "It's definitely a big job, but I think he's up to the standards. He is the captain of Norway. He's been at Real Madrid. We also see that he was already on loan at Arsenal before. He knows the club, the philosophy. I believe that every club needs a good playmaker, and I think he is the one and the right one for Arsenal. He is always available, he is intelligent, he works hard off the ball, he knows when to come into midfield and help his teammates, when to push forward and create chances for the team. I like his attitude overall. He is intelligent, and from what I have heard, he has humility as well to always learn and do well, so he is the right man for me." Of course, Fabregas captained Arsenal during his time in North London and was only 21 years old when first wore the armband. Eyebrows were certainly raised when Odegaard was named Arsenal captain at the age of 23, but he is clearly enjoying his new role. The midfielder is the glue that holds this Arsenal side together at the moment, and when he plays well, so do the rest of his teammates. Cesc Fabregas shares what Arsenal staff told him about Mikel Arteta. Cesc Fabregas shared on Sky Sports what staff at the Arsenal training ground told him about the impact Mikel Arteta has had since arriving when the Spaniard made a recent visit to London Conley. It's likely a few more doubters are starting to believe that the Gunners are very much in the Premier League title mix this season. Their 3-2 victory over Manchester United has lifted Arsenal 5 points clear of Manchester City, and they still have a game in hand. The turnaround has been remarkable. They look to be falling towards mid-table under Arteta, and of course, few will forget that they went into the first international break of last season bottom of the pile. They had lost all of their opening games, and yet Arsenal saw what Arteta was trying to do and stuck by him. It has been a transformation, and even if they do not get across the line this season, it appears that Arsenal are now back amongst the heavyweights. Arteta will credit those around him, but it appears, somewhat unsurprisingly, that the Arsenal boss has been the driving force behind their success. Fabricas shared after their win over Manchester United how much has it changed behind the scenes thanks to Arteta. He said, "I was lucky enough to be at the training ground recently. It felt like never before because everything changed so much. The manager of the training ground told me that it's 95% Mikel who has changed the whole thing. He has changed everything. The perception of the club, a lot of positive messages around the training ground, much bigger facilities, better equipment, the pitches. At the entrance, they have this symbol of the Premier League, where it's an empty Premier League, and he wants to show the message, guys, we want to put it in there. It's like a message every day, inspiration to go there and prove that you really want to put the Premier League there. I think it's changed the mentality of the club since Arsene left." Ferdinand amazed by Saka display in Arsenal win versus Manchester United. Rio Ferdinand has told his YouTube channel that Bukayo Saka had looked so scared during Arsenal's win over Manchester United on Sunday. The Gunners have extended their lead back to 5 points after a dramatic 3-2 victory at the Emirates. Edin Ketia scored twice for the league leaders, including a winner right on the cusp of stoppage time. But there was also an amazing strike from Saka. The 21-year-old was arguably the star of the show, as Mikel Arteta's man produced a stunning performance. Like many of his teammates, Saka has been absolutely outstanding throughout the campaign, but he was given the task of battling with Shaw, who has been a revelation since Erik ten Hag arrived at Manchester United. Sadly for the visitors, there was only one winner in that particular battle, and Ferdinand admitted that he saw a side of Shaw that he has not seen for a very long time. He said, "Shaw, I think Saka, my young player of the year, had him scared. It's the first time I have seen Shaw look like, oh, this guy's got my number." He gave him far too much space a lot of the time, allowed him to run, getting into the box before engaging with him because he didn't want to get beat. He thought if I try and face him up, he will be able to shift it round me. And Shaw's been magnificent for Man United up until this point. Saka's record in the Premier League this season is remarkable. In 19 games, he now has 7 goals and 7 assists. He leads the way for assists in the Arsenal squad. Meanwhile, Martin Odegaard is the only player to have found the back of the net more often. He now has to be considered one of the very best players in the top flight. Of course, he has been superb ever since getting his first opportunity in the Gunners' first team, but he has taken his game to another level in recent months, and given his age, there is absolutely no reason why he cannot improve further. In truth, for all of Arsenal's rivals, that is an absolutely frightening thought. Ivana Fresneda is about to make decision on whether to join Arsenal. Arsenal will learn today whether they are going to sign Ivana Fresneda, with The Athletic reporting that the 18-year-old is about to choose between the Gunners and Borussia Dortmund. It has been a productive few days for Mikel Arteta's side in the transfer market. They have already brought Leandro Trossard in, and Jakub Kiwior looks set to follow imminently. But the Premier League leaders may not be done there. According to The Athletic, Arsenal and Dortmund have already agreed a £13.1 million fee for the teenager, and both clubs are prepared to loan him back to Real Valladolid. It appears that they will not have to wait too much longer for a decision on his future. The Athletic reports that Fresneda is set to make a choice on his next club today. It will be a further boost for Arsenal if they can agree a deal for Fresneda in the coming hours. He is clearly a huge talent, with a very bright future ahead. As noted in the report, many European clubs have been tracking him, so it's potentially a deal that Arsenal would have struggled to compete for before this season. Dortmund have an amazing record of attracting top young talents. Of course, many are able to take that next step in their careers at Signal Iduna Park, often moving on once they have every European heavyweights after them. Arsenal, however, have built such a talented young side, so Fresneda can be confident that Arteta will be able to take his game to the next level. He is a fantastic prospect we are probably going to hear a lot about in the years to come, so it will be another piece of great news if Arsenal can secure his signature. English midfielder Declan Rice prefers moving to Arsenal over London rivals. Arsenal is in the running for Declan Rice, but the Gunners are not the only club following the West Ham man, and it will be tough to get the England World Cup star. Rice has been open about wanting to play for a top club and has rejected West Ham's attempt to tie him down to a new deal. The midfielder is in high demand, and it was previously reported that he would return to Chelsea, whom he played for as a schoolboy. The Blues have been on a spending spree, so they can afford a top player like Rice. However, does he want to move to Stamford Bridge? A report in The Guardian reveals the 24-year-old would prefer a move to Arsenal over the Blues, considering the progress the Gunners are making. The report stated, "The numbers will not put off Arsenal, and they believe that they can fend off interest from Chelsea, who beat their rivals to the £70 million signing of Mikhailo Mudryk from Shakhtar Donetsk last week. The prospect of moving to the Emirates Stadium and working under Arteta appeals to Rice. He has seen Arteta turn Arsenal into title contenders this season and would be confident of the Spaniards' coaching making him a better midfielder. Rice is a top player, and it's refreshing to learn he will move to the Emirates over another London club, but his desire does not mean a move for him will be easy, and we must be willing to splash the cash to add him to our squad. Otherwise, another suitor could win the race for the midfielder signature." Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi rejects a move to Arsenal. Arsenal continues to bolster their squad, and more players are expected to join Mikel Arteta's side before this transfer window closes. According to reports, several players are on the Gunners' wish list, but one man has turned them down. Cadena Ser reports that the Gunners have an interest in Martin Zubimendi of Real Sociedad, but the midfielder has rejected an approach from them as he hopes to keep playing for his present employers. Arsenal is one of the most attractive clubs in the world to join, yet the 23-year-old reportedly has no interest in a move to London for now. Zubimendi would have considered the competition for a spot at the Emirates and knows he will struggle to play if he moves to Arsenal now. Players his age want to play often, and Arsenal will struggle to guarantee the Spaniard game time if he takes the step up now. Also, it's mid-season, and Zubimendi probably wants to finish the season with his present employers before agreeing to leave for Arsenal. We could return to add him to our squad in the summer, or persuade him to join now and spend the rest of the term on loan with his present employers. Arsenal looking at taking advantage of Juventus' problems by trying to sign Vlahovic. Arsenal lost out to Juventus in the battle for Dusan Vlahovic last year, but Mikel Arteta's side hasn't given up on adding the Serbian to their squad. Vlahovic has continued to show he is a top talent in Turin, but Juve is struggling and has just been deducted some points. Italian authorities have removed 15 points from their campaign, which means the old lady will struggle to make the top 4. This offers encouragement to clubs targeting players at the Allianz Stadium, and one of them is Arsenal. A report on Tutto Mercato Web reveals the Gunners remain keen on adding Vlahovic to their squad and will step up their interest if he becomes available for a transfer. Vlahovic remains one of the world's best young players, and the striker will be a fine addition to our squad if we add him to the group. However, Juve remains one of Europe's biggest clubs and might not cash in on their top man even if they do not qualify for the Champions League. For this reason, Arsenal will be smart to consider alternatives and not pull all their eggs in one basket. But if Vlahovic is available for a transfer in the summer, he is a player we should sign. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news show, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.